A hurricane-force wind warning is issued as a monster storm begins to dump 8 trillion gallons of rain on California. Michael Snyder reports this is about the extreme weather, the atmospheric river that's hitting the west coast. Not only that, it's also strong winds and even avalanche warnings. Now, okay, this is starting to get really weird. First, we had a 1,000-year storm, which caused catastrophic flooding in Santiago. Subsequently, a Pineapple Express storm absolutely soaked the entire state on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, a bomb cyclone is in the process of dumping 8 trillion gallons of rain on California over the course of approximately 48 hours. We're being told that there will be a life-threatening flooding all over the state, and in the mountains there will be massive amounts of snow in some areas. And also people are told to keep the snow off the roof because the roofs can cave in because of the weight of the snow. Do you remember when the state of California was hit by a series of devastating atmospheric rivers in December 2022 and January 2023? Well, now it's happening again, and the storm that we're witnessing at this moment is being called a monster. In fact, it's so large that 94% of the population of the state is at risk of experiencing life-threatening flooding. A fierce winter storm fueled by a raging atmospheric river was thrashing Californians on Sunday with intense downpours threatening treacherous flooding and hurricane-force winds even in major urban areas. Up to 37 million people, about 94% of the state's population, were at risk for life-threatening floods from the storm, AccuWeather meteorologists warned. This atmospheric river, like a river in the sky, is the second to pound the state in recent days, but forecasters said this storm would be the season's most potent, particularly in Southern California. In addition to staggering amounts of rain, this storm is also lashing the state with immensely powerful winds. It's being reported that the National Weather Service has actually issued a rare hurricane-force wind warning for the Central Coast. The National Weather Service issued a rare hurricane-force wind warning for the Central Coast. Wind gusts up to 92 miles an hour were possible from the Monterey Peninsula to the northern section of San Luis Obispo County. Apparently, this is the first time that such a warning has ever been issued for that particular area. The National Weather Service office in the Bay Area issued its first ever hurricane-force wind warning for the waters off parts of the Central California coast, where mariners could encounter wind gusts of hurricane forces 74 plus miles an hour. That is interesting. That is very interesting. It isn't too often that the words hurricane and California are used together in the same sentence. According to weather researcher Ryan Mao, this storm is also being classified as a bomb cyclone, quote unquote. Weather researcher Ryan Mao said the bomb cyclone, a term denoting a storm that rapidly intensifies over 24 hours, could dump more than 8 trillion gallons of precipitation on the state. He likened the amount to the volume of Lake Mead, which is 8.5 trillion gallons. Just think about that for a moment. The equivalent of Lake Mead is being dropped on California in just a 48-hour period. That's going to cause a lot of damage. A number of counties have already issued either an evacuation order or an evacuation warning. Evacuation warnings and orders were in effect for Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, Ventura, and Monterey counties. Classes were canceled Monday for school across Santa Barbara County. This storm is predicted to be one of the largest and most significant in our country's history, and our goal is to get through it without any fatalities or any serious injuries, Santa Barbara County Sheriff Bill Brown said. We're being told that some parts of Los Angeles could see more rain during the storm than they usually do in an entire year. In the mountains, the big problem will be snow. Apparently, some areas could literally get more than 4 feet of snow, and it's being reported that very rapid snowfall plus extremely strong winds will lead to whiteout conditions. Heavy snow will be the headline event for higher elevations, including the Sierra Nevada and Northern California mountain ranges, specifically at elevations about 5,000 to 6,000 feet. Snow totals of several feet are forecast for the Sierra through Tuesday morning. The NWS said heavy snow rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour, along with strong winds, will lead to whiteout conditions and dangerous, near impossible travel conditions. When is the last time we saw whiteout conditions in California during the month of February? I honestly don't know. That's why I'm asking. What makes all of this even weirder is that this storm has hit California on the exact same day that the Grammy Awards are happening. Do you think that there's any possible way that this is just a coincidence? The royalty of the music industry has gathered in one location for one night, and it just happens to be exactly a storm of absolutely epic proportions is being unleashed. Taylor Swift is there, and the media has been speculating about whether or not she will bring home the evening's big prize. Swift could become the artist with the most ever wins in the Album of the Year category, considering the night's most prestigious honor, breaking a tie she holds with Stevie Wonder, Paul Simon, and Frank Sinatra, and adding a victory for Midnights to her 3 wins for Fearless, 1989, and Folklore. Sadly, even though Taylor Swift and the other artists that have gathered at the Grammys are very gifted musically, there's also leading millions of young Americans to the exact opposite direction that they should be going. Once this storm finally passes, the crisis still will not be over. Another storm will hit the state late in the week, but that one is not supposed to be as large as this one. A smaller trailing storm could spread another dose of low elevation rain and mountain snow from north to south across the state from Thursday to Friday. While this storm will be moving along at a swift pace and will not pack the moisture of the blockbuster storm, it could add insult to injury by not only hampering storm cleanup, but also triggering new incidents of flash flooding, slippery roads in the mountains, and slow travel. All of this rain is going to cause some terrible mudslides, and the damage caused by the flooding will probably be in the billions of dollars. In 2023, there was a more billion-dollar disasters than ever before, but I fully expect 2024 to be even worse. Our world is being shaken in countless ways, and I believe we're in a time when we will get hit by one historic natural disaster after another. So I hope that you've been getting prepared for what's coming, because what we have experienced so far is just the beginning. Of course, my comment here is that you should also be aware that there may be blackouts coming because of the storm. This is on End of the American Dream by Michael Snyder. And this is by Michael Snyder. He says about the author, my name is Michael Snyder, extremely controversial new book entitled Chaos, available on paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 7 other books that are available on Amazon, including End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, commissions earned. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, Most Important News, and he always freely and happily allows others to republish his articles on their own websites. You can connect with Michael on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and sharing his articles on your own social media accounts is definitely a great help. These are such troubled times that people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.